I'm supposed to be working on this video, but I saw this image and cried. So I'm gonna make this tutorial like in 10 minutes. I got like 10 minutes to make this shit. Fuck. All right, so make a new project, Now we get to this window. You gotta name your project, right? We're just gonna go fuck and create, and boom. This is your timeline. This is your program. What we need is our project file. This is right here. Timeline, you know what timeline is. Program, this is the screen where you watch all your shit that's on your timeline. Project, this is where you put all of the stuff you want to import. So basically, you import into here, put that into here, work on that shit, and you can see all your work in here. First, we need to make a sequence. File, new, sequence. Got a whole bunch of presets, but I prefer just making my own shit. 60 FPS. Gotta name the sequence too. We're gonna call it fuck 2. Now we have a sequence. What does that do? It gave us a timeline to work with. All right, Gucci, but now we need footage. Luckily for me, I have some. I'm just gonna use this gaming clip from Spider-Man because I like Spider-Man. So you can click drag, but you can also use the good old-fashioned import button. See? Same as always. We're just going to click drag this in. All right, because this is in After Effects, you can actually read it like a person. So we're just going to make this big with the tilde key. Video and audio are separated. You cannot put a video clip onto the audio. See, no matter how much I want to, fucking double clicking mouse bullshit. Another cool thing you can do is if you make this bigger by hitting Control and then the scroll wheel, you get this little line. This line is your volume. See, 5.7 decibels or minus 29 decibels. And if you add keyframes, you can also fuck with the keyframes here right on the timeline. By the way, if you're wondering how I set my own keyframes like this right on the timeline, I set my own. Here, let me show you. You can set your own keyboard shortcuts. So it's Control-Shift-S, but I have that set to a mouse button. If I want to set a keyframe, I can just click on the thing that I want and then set the keyframe like that. Hit the C key. Boom. Now you have your cutting tool. Click and boom. Okay, I want to go to the end right around there. Hit the C key again and there you go. Hit Shift Delete. Boom. You just did a ripple delete. So you want to move all these clips to the right, but you want to leave this clip alone. Hit the A key. Now you got these little arrows. Now, look. By clicking, everything to the right of this clip got selected, and you can just click and drag if you want. If you're wondering how I'm selecting independent like layers without selecting the whole, even though these layers are linked, is by holding Alt and then clicking. Bop, 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 bop. Okay, but what if you want to unlink it? Like, what if you want to fuck with this, but you also don't want to hit the Alt key all the fucking time? What do? Control L. Boom. Now it's unlinked. You can fuck with these as much as you want. Oh, what's that? You want to add effects? Sure, no problem. I go to editing here, go to effects, and boom. Now I modified my Premiere Pro to fit my workflow. Say you want to add an effects control to this workspace, just go to Window, and then, where is it? Effects controls. Oh, it added in a stupid place, but you can just click and drag and boom, right there. If you want to delete these, by the way, just close panel or undock panel. Boom, now it's floating around all cool and shit like a ghost. Ooh. Back to here, you got effects controls, motion. You know what motion is. Rotation, you know what all this shit is. What am I talking about? You still have things like adjustment layers. For example, if you want to make an adjustment layer, go to your project window, hit this little new item thing, or actually you can just go into here, new adjustment layer, and then boom. Really cool thing that I learned recently that you probably already know. If you had a transform effect, see, now it's like I can modify everything. So if I had like multiple clips underneath this, actually, let me make a quick text layer here because they're both underneath this adjustment layer, and because the adjustment layer has a transform effect. Ta-da! Pretty cool, right? What if you don't want to go through the hullabaloo of making an adjustment layer with the transform effect, but you still do want to modify both these images at the same time? Highlight them both, right-click, nest, and you can name your nest whatever the fuck. I'm just gonna go with and boom, now they are on their own layer, and you can do like whatever the fuck you want with it, right? Okay, but what if you want to go into this to modify like the individual clips again? What if you want to do that? Well, you could Control Z, and that separates them, and that'll work. Sure, pretty sure you can also unnest them. Let me check. Oh shit, no, you can't. Doesn't matter because you can always just double-click it, and boom, now you're on a second timeline. See, this timeline is separate from this timeline, and in fact this timeline only affects whatever the fuck is in the green here. You can add like a blur here. Is that a Gaussian blur to the actual clip underneath? It's blah, boom, see, and it leaves the text alone. Or what if you want to add a blur to the whole thing? Well, you just go into effects and then blur, and then just fuck with the blur here. And then, see, it affects even the text alone. So why use this instead of the adjustment layer? Well, because it keeps everything here on a single little space. So say you had like 8 clips, right? Like stacked on top of each other like this. Instead of doing this shit right here, and then putting an adjustment layer on top of this, which just looks like it's just full, you gotta go through all this shit. Maybe you have a second monitor. You probably do. You definitely do. You're an editor. What the fuck am I talking about? You can just do like this, and now, fuck with all of them at the same time. Very useful indeed. I like it. Oh fuck, I'm way over my time limit. Fuck. Anything else? Oh yeah, export. You got a little export window here. You can also just go to files and then export media. You could use media encoder or whatnot, but if you hit media, You go to this export window, and here you could fuck with your shit, change the formats and whatnot, and you can change the location. It's all fine and good. It's great. It's fun. You can even publish it straight to you want to publish it to, but I don't know why you'd want to do that. Anyways, that's how you use Premiere. Don't know why I made this video. You're an industry level professional video editor. Thank you for watching to the end. Have a nice day.